Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for your patience. I apologize. Honestly, I really wasn't going to do this show. I wasn't going to go live today. I was just going to wait because we have a big event that BS3 Network is a part of on Sunday. And I'm honored and looking forward to this event. And I just wanted to really just broadcast that event and just take a breather. But no rest for me. I had something on my mind, and I am honored and pleased and privileged to have back my big brother, the guy that I look to for inspiration and the guy that I know always gives sound advice. Mr. A-Trap will be joining me today. So with no further ado, and shout out to my co-host CJ. He's actually out of town right now, so he can't join me, but man, we're going to just dive right into it. So with no further ado, I'm bringing in my guests.
Hey.
Yes, sir. My man is always willing and ready. And this is someone that I love to get feedback from, pick his brain, someone that I truly admire, not only in this podcast game, but just in life. When you meet good individuals, it's important that you hold on to them, you learn from them. That's what wisdom is, learning from other people's mistakes, learning from other people's testimonies and applying it to your life. In my opinion, that's what wisdom is. So no further ado, y'all already know who it is, but we're going to jump right into this one, my brother. So, of course, you already know, man, the big thing was last week's episode. You ended the podcast, and that really meant so much to me because it's a situation that I see more common than not. It's things that I see more prevalent in our Black community than not, which is, sisters, we got to hold you accountable. We have to have your support, and we have to be able to push you as well, because guess what? We're pushing each other and we're pushing ourselves. And one thing I can say about you, A-Trap, is regardless, you don't have to call me to motivate me and push me. I'm motivated by your work. I'm motivated by just your presence alone. And it's other guys that I look up to as well for that same type of inspiration. And that's important to me. But as far as my sisters, to be quite honest with you, I'm not seeing the same thing, and I'm seeing a lot of competition. So you ended the last week's show saying that, like, hey,
you took it that way. I meant it another way.
Tell me
I do agree with what you're saying, but I ended the show saying, sisters, I want y'all to step up. And but I meant, see, I'm a little older than you. Like that's the dynamic we mentioned last week, 12, 12, 12, which was dope. I was like, wow, that's dope. That's 3 generations of brothers getting it in, and I love it. But I meant it like this. I remember being younger in the 80s, right? And I remember older people, me from the 70s. They dressed a specific way. And Dave Chappelle, even after you saying this, it brings back a Dave Chappelle joke. Dave Chappelle was like, dudes don't really want a house, but they know women want a house. So he said, if we could get women living in a box, we would live in a box. He's like, some of this stuff we just do because we want women. And I remember dressing a specific way. I remember behaving a specific way. And I remember, and as I got older, I remember improving my academic skills because it was a smart girl I was trying to get at. And the point I was making was, sisters, I want y'all to raise y'all standards. Because when y'all don't settle for a dude, like if you talking to a 24-year-old dude and he introduced himself as Nuck Nuck. No, your name ain't Nuck Nuck, your name Tyrone. Or your name Brian. Like, I would never introduce myself as A-Trap. Gotcha. My name is Brian. And I think that's what I was saying. But I do agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
like this come. I do see a combative nature with a lot of sisters, like and ladies who gonna be in the chat room. Yeah, I challenge you. I'm sending out notifications right now for people who support me to support you right now.
Yeah,
and
appreciate
I got a lot of lady friends, just friends.
Right.
And nothing, it was never anything before, it never will be, and it's nothing now, right? And the first thing I hear a lot of women say, I don't mess with a lot of women. But me and you watched my show a few times. I was down in Dallas last year. You walk away, man, blah, blah, blah. And we've been tight since.
Right.
And I think that's what you're talking about. But with me, I mean, and what I'm saying, for real, I'm a hypocrite, right? Because when I came up, Argyle vest was the thing. Khaki pants, penny loafers. I was doing none of that. I wasn't trying to get none of that. I was hip hop. I had fat laces. I had sweatpants. I had t-shirts and jeans. And in Chicago in the 80s, you were persona non grata dressed like that. Because Chicago was like it's the house music mecca. You know, like New York is the hip hop mecca.
Yeah.
Chicago is the house music mecca. So in the house culture, you had to have a nice dress shirt on, and you had to have some slacks on, you had to have some dress shoes, or women saw you as, they looked at me in sweatpants and t-shirts and jeans like they look at dudes with their butt hanging out their jeans now.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, I'm actually being a hypocrite, but I'm 51 now. You know, I'll be 52 in about 45 days. So you live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think, man, sisters, to me, my point, and this is my only point, sisters have the power. They really do. They have so much power that they don't exercise. Like the joke I say, I've been saying this joke for years. If you ended a sentence with, and then women will like you could get a dude to do just about anything you want him to do. And I don't know if the young ladies and even our older sisters will be like, I ain't no good man. All you have to do is tell your sisters. Like I tell my homegirl Ray Ray, we started off frenemies, and we tighter than drawers 2 sizes small now. We started off in the lunchroom, her freshman year, my sophomore year, literally cussing each other out every day, 5th period lunch. And we're friends to this day. But I tell her, I say, you know, the problem why you can't find no good dude? Because the skanks out here winning. But you got to stop the skanks from, you just got to stop the skanks from capitulate, because they're going to always be sirens, harlots, undesirables. They're going to be there, just like it's always going to be thugs, trifling, goofballs. But they winning because the television and the radio and the videos are telling them, you don't need no man and all this. So what we got to do is 2 things. The sisters, raise your levels, and brothers, step your game up. Because when the brothers step their game up, that means when Justin see my son, you saw my son on the show last night, BJ. You see BJ cutting the fool, like my man Ivan. One time, like my son used to date this girl who lived 30 miles away. We would meet, me and their parents would meet 15 miles. I'll drive him 15 miles, they drive 15 miles. And one time, the parents dropped them off a little early. They said, hey, do you mind if we leave? I was like, yeah, he can go into McDonald's. And my buddy Ivan saw BJ standing outside. He just happened to, Ivan from a whole nother side of the town. Ivan jumped out of his car, called me, B, what is BJ doing on 95th Street? And I said, I'll be there. I'm going to exit away. He said, okay. That's how we have to live. When you see a young brother, I remember seeing this young brother with his pants hanging off his butt. I said, hey, you like rap music, huh? He's like, yeah, I'm hip hop for real. I said, let me tell you something, man. I'm 2nd generation hip hop. I said, you know, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, and Mo D was 1st generation. And then me and the Fat Boys and Run DMC and so forth. He said, oh, yeah. I said, why your butt out though, man? And he started laughing. He said, man, you know what, old school? I ain't really the butt out ain't really the thing. I paid $300 for this belt. I want people to see it. And I, we had a conversation, and he literally pulled his pants up. That's why people are like, these kids crazy. Stop talking at them and start talking to them.
Yep.
You'll get better results. I'm not telling you that they gonna just be like all the kids gonna pull their pants up, but it ain't even really a lot. Like when I was wearing sweatpants and t-shirts, and that was supposed to be not good. It wasn't a lot of us doing that, but they had us on every time somebody broke the law. Look at them hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, sneakers. So that's how I was. That was really my point. But I do get your point.
Yeah,
I never understood that either.
Well, I'm saying it from the, like, for me, you know how hip hop it continuously evolves. It's always gonna be a different group or a new wave that expresses themselves a little bit differently than what we're accustomed to. Like for me personally, I'm a hip hop head as well, but I grew up in a different era. I had the Tupacs, the Southern hip hop, the No Limit, the UGK, the 8-Ball MJG. That's my hip hop generation. But I'm talking to my 12-year-old son and speaking with him in this trippy red or these tight jeans where I'm like, yo, how the hell do you even walk in that? I don't get it. Or your shoes look like damn platforms like that thick. I'm like, nah, that ain't it for me.
But see, okay. See, and that's the thing, man. Okay, I want you to start, please. I'm gonna suggest this. I don't want you to start. I'm gonna suggest this to you. Realize it, just like my son. My son is older than CJ. He 3 years older than CJ. And my son, we got this thing. We introduce each other to stuff. And if it's somebody like Trippy Red, he go, oh no, this ain't your lane. And the dressing, bruh, again, see, we got to be honest. Hey, bruh, in the 80s, 1984, I don't know about how it was in the South, but it was cats in Chicago wearing them. They was going to get their pants tapered to be that tight. They was calling them straight leg jeans. They was wearing those same tight pants, and the shoes look like you had a size 15 shoe. You wear a size 8 because your pants super tight around your ankles. So yeah, man. Hey man, and that's why I do the show on Fridays, to talk to older people and talk to people from my generation, talk to people from the generation behind me, talk to people from the generation in front of me. And that, we're gonna go as far as we can left and as far as we can right. Because hey man, I used to wear these shoes called Earth Walkers.
What the soul was, I gotta look that up. Earth Walkers?
Man, Earth Walkers, man. They were just casual shoes, but the sole was this thick. So that's it. But we once it's like when we get to a certain age, we forget what we saw. Like all those crazy colors, like me. I do it. My son, he had all these crazy colors. I mean, like, man, get out of here, man. You look like a clown. And then I think about that's how they was dressing in the 70s. So I'm telling you, man, and them Earth Walkers, boy, your mom get you better Earth Walkers, you got them joints. If my mom's still alive, we could probably go to the house and get a pair of my Earth Walkers. The soul never wore down. It was like walking around on a eraser, man. Bro, them joints never wore out. The top wore out of those shoes for the bottom. But they were thick. So
somebody said they love those.
See, that's my oldest. Those are my older sisters, and they're 5 and 6 years older than me.
Oh man!
So that's why the Friday show is important to me, because we don't talk. Like I'm 12 years older than you, so you never knew that was happening.
Right?
They're older than me. They remember stuff before me. So man, like. Talking to somebody recently, man, and I was like, man, look at these. When did clear shoes become? Because a lot of stuff they're wearing now, when I was a kid, that's a hooker's dress. But it's cool now. And is it really cool? I don't think so.
No, that was my whole point. Like,
hey, people, hold 1 second. I'm not being difficult. I'm sending out notifications to my people.
Oh no!
I'm listening. I want the listeners to know I'm not ignoring you.
But I take it. I don't want to say I take issue with it, but I do sort of feel like a sense of responsibility is lost when we're not addressing those type of issues. That's why, for me personally, I feel like we as men, we have to teach our young men how to date and what to look for in a woman besides she's pretty, or besides, oh, look at her ass or look at her breasts. Like, no, it has to be some type of substance there. It has to be some type of, I'm going to push you to be a better version of yourself. And as well, you can do the same for me to help motivate, elevate, and uplift me as well. So once, you get to that point, and that was my whole thing with the Lori Harvey situation is, hey, just because this man says that because this is all alleged, we don't know anything. But, and I'm going to be real with you, man, I always rate girls on a scale 1 through 10. And in my opinion, 9s and 10, not all, but majority of them belong to the streets. Because I'm just being honest, man.
Nah, but see, Justin, that's the thing, man. That's a curated example. Because okay. What's the girl name? What's the two little? They too young for me, but they real pretty young ladies. The skate movie lady, the little girl dating the rapper who got murdered.
Oh, Laura London.
She's a very nice woman. She ain't for the streets. The girl who just divorced.
I just said not all.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
we can't. That's just like the dudes with the pants off their butt. We can't judge the sisters by a small representation of them, because that's why we have these issues in our community, because we look at, don't nobody look at Justin Age rap don't exist. Oh, what you doing? You taking care of you take care of your children, and you about to get married, Justin? You don't exist in the black community, brother. Hold on, you got a good corporate job. You ain't never been to jail. You don't exist. My man Steve Lott, he don't exist. Hey, Keish, you don't exist. These people don't. Me and you don't exist in the world,
right?
So, but when we take that, when we go, hey, that's for the streets. Nah, man, they not. And to piggyback off what you said, I've been saying this. Me and my main man Craig been having this debate literally for 25 years. I said, your mother teaches you, your father teaches you how to be a man. Your mother teaches you how to be a gentleman. Your mother teaches you how to be a woman, and your father teaches you how to be a lady. That means if these young ladies and men are not acting properly, it's H-Rap and older's fault. I've said this on the show last night talking to my son. If you were born between 1960 and 1979, what's happening in the streets right now is your fault.
Okay.
Your fault. And I don't want to hear about, but I raised my kids right, because my children, neither one of my children have been incarcerated. My daughter college educated. My son been to school. My son and my nephews, they do their own thing on their own brand and everything. That's why he called himself Wise Guy BJ, because that's their thing, Wise Guy. None of my nephews doing nothing, all my nephews. I got 4 nephews through my sister. I got 2 very young nephews through my brother, and an older nephew, John. He down there in Texas. None of them are doing erroneous things. Right. So that's why I don't want you to say they for the streets, because what they do, no disrespect to the young sister Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Don't nobody talk about Megan Thee Stallion just got a bachelor's degree. They talk about her booty big and WAP. But don't nobody talk about that college. Lil Wayne physically has destroyed himself, but psychologically and mentally, that brother got a bachelor's degree as well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about those guys. We talk about the dudes, the Trippie Reds, and I like them. What's the boy Boosie Badass? We talk about the worst part of them. But what about Boosie Badass has adopted some of his dead homeboys' children and taken care of?
Right.
So I don't want you to say they for the streets, because that's a curated example of our community. Because according to the streets, Justin and H-Rap don't exist. Hold it. Neither one of y'all been to jail? Nah, that y'all ain't real. Y'all ain't real, so I don't want you to do that.
Now, I catch that and I get that, but it's just, like, at what point do we start, like, really teaching our community, teaching our young, like, hey, if you want, yeah, and I agree with you, but when you see situations like this and the attention that it got, and allegedly the reasoning behind it, and people are like, oh, poor Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, and oh, she's just young, she's just trying to live her life.
She's 25. My daughter 25. She didn't get married.
I mean, I get that. I was 25. I wasn't married at 25. So I understand and I get that. But at the same time, at the same token, does that mean you leave an individual alone? Does that mean you?
I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah, like does that, just because how do I put this? At 25, you're still figuring out things, right?
Your brain, your brain not even fully developed.
Thank you. And even us as men, like, usually we don't get it, like, truly click until maybe
yesterday
28. Well, for me, it was like maybe 28, 29, where I was really like, yo, what is my purpose and what is my position? What do I want my legacy to look like? Because
I can tell you the day. I got why. I know the exact date that I matured. December 31st, 1999. I'm living by myself on the north side of Chicago. I thought I had a little change. And it was New Year's Eve. And I used to chase girls like, boy, I used to chase women like you would not believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I had personality deficiencies. You know what I mean? And I used to do this. I used to go to the mirror, get a fresh haircut. At the time, I had the old fro. You know what I'm saying? My forehead was a little smaller, but I had the old fro. I had just got dapped up. I used to look in the mirror and say, somebody daughter in trouble tonight. That's New Year's Eve, 1999. I went to the mirror. We was with me and the homies who was about to go kick it. I went to the mirror. I said, somebody daughter. I did just like this. Somebody daughter in trouble tonight. And I said, man, sit your stupid ass down. I swear to God, I said those words. I said, man, sit your stupid ass down. Sat down and watched the Deep Blue Sea and been on the uptick ever since. Some people, my man Craig, he was married by then. Hell, Stacy didn't have kids. He was down there 40. My man Codis been with the same girl since 1984.
Wow.
So everybody is different, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So when do we start? We got to start talking to. We have to start again. It's simple, but we don't want. We want to make it difficult. We got to start talking to our children.
Yeah,
we got to start talking to people. And with the Lori, look, this is something. Okay, I got two things to say about this Lori Harvey thing. Lori Harvey, I'm looking at the situation because I used to be a super duper creep. When women take down all your pictures and don't want nothing to do with you, you probably did something wrong. Ain't nobody thinking about. See, they looking at Michael Jordan. It's the hottest thing. He's hottest fish grease right now.
Right.
He's the sexiest dude in town. He is an intelligent brother, but he got all the pictures up. So did Michael Jordan cheat on this girl? And she said, enough, because I'm killing. I know what I look like. Because people looking at, well, she was hanging out with Puff. Ain't nothing said she dated Puff. We said she dated Puff. She was hanging out with him. Right. She was dating his son. I don't think that girl that trifling. You know what I mean? Be trying to date somebody daddy and they son. And I just don't think that. I don't think Puff trifling, but I don't think he that trifling because I think Steve Harvey would have a phone call with Puff because Steve Harvey older than me and Puff the same age.
Do you think he's on that level though to actually reach it?
Hey, bro, let me tell you something, man. I ain't trying to toot my horn or nothing, but I'm literally 4 or 5 calls away from being able to talk to Barack Obama. The Secretary of State, okay, I can call my own girl Justice, girl I grew up with. She a community activist. She can connect me with Secretary of State, Mr. White. His name is Jesse White. Mr. White knows me as Brian. He don't know me as anything but Brian. He used to be my alderman. And Jesse White can call Barack Obama. Well, I know damn well Steve Harvey can catch up with Puff Daddy.
Well, yeah. True.
So if I can do that, you know what I mean, and my man equipment dealer, I'm just looking at the, so 6 degrees separation is real. So I don't think that was, this is what the street said again. And the second thing I want to say is this. So did Mike mess up and realize it, and that's why he's still, oh baby, I love you, because hey, I've messed up a lot. I got a PhD in fucking up, I'm just telling you. But
you and
something else. There's also the why behind the why. That's why everybody black in the history of the world always asks this. When we see some hit the public, what's the why behind the why? 3 weeks ago, Will Smith goes on stage, slap Chris Rock. You know what happened the next day? Kamala Harris went on TV and said, all small business owners, I'm opening up the SBA loans. I'm extending it to December 2023. And if you're selling plates out your house, we're going to make it so you can get it. How many people know about that? This week, Lori Harvey breaks up with Michael B. Jordan. And what they're doing on TV tonight, they're doing an investigation on these clowns who attacked the government. What's the why behind the why, man? So.
And why did that take so long? That's really my thing. Like, why? Like, seriously, why did that take so long?
Because, hey, man, look, nothing galvanizes the European community like anti-black. They form like Voltron against that.
Yeah.
I don't like Jewish people. I don't like Italian people. I don't like Irish people. Black people coming up. Let's get them. I mean, hey, people don't want to admit it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right on that. I mean, it shows, honestly. And even today, the cop that shot the African brother and killed him, I see that they finally gave him, charged him with murder. And I think it's like second-degree murder.
But okay, I'm gonna give y'all this. First-degree murder, you never want anybody to be charged with first-degree murder. First-degree murder is this. Ooh, I'm killing me for one of these black people today. Premeditated murder. That's what first-degree murder is. How can you prove that? See, we got to learn the rules to this game that we in the midst of before we start complaining. True. You cannot prove that I had the intent. We can't prove that Derek Chauvin had the intent to do that to our brother Big George Floyd. We can't prove it. We know that he because he was too calm with it.
Right.
He probably was just, I'm gonna choke him, make him struggle. We can't prove that he said, I'm gonna kill this dude. The result was him dying. So you have to say murder. You have to charge him with murder too, and that is I didn't intend to kill him, but my actions killed him.
Killed him, right? Yeah.
I'm responsible for his death versus I premeditatedly thought about it, and that's why the killers of Freddie Gray walking around right now. But they got charged with murder 1. See, the game, man. We have to learn the game, and the game is also, good brothers like you just want the best for the community, but then you go, man, this dude ain't on nothing, and then guess what? Everybody else go, what? The other society say, but Justin Caraway said that.
Right.
So how you do it?
Yeah. And that goes to what you were pointing at last week with CJ about the MLK thing. Like, let's not even discuss that because it's irrelevant, honestly. And right. I feel you because I'm the same way. When even this topic, I was very like, I do, but then I don't because it's really irrelevant. But at the same time, I mean, I have little cousins that are girls. I have nieces that are girls, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't want them to feel like, yeah, like I don't want you to feel as if like that's okay. Like, oh, well, let me make the excuse of I'm young, whatever. Well, if that's the case, don't even get in a relationship. Don't even get yourself in a position to have a man view you or see you as wife potential. Just let them know straight up, yo, I'm just trying to enjoy our time together. We're exclusive, whatever the case. But this isn't anything that I'm taking serious. And once things get to changing, then that's another conversation that y'all should have. But it's crazy to me because I'm with you. I feel like, yeah, if a woman deletes all her social media photos with you, you probably screwed up somehow, some way. And let's just be quite honest, because of the aura around him
and status.
Yeah, he's gonna have them all day. Like, all day.
Yeah. Like I was watching the Pivot podcast. They had Cam Newton on there. And Cam just came out. Yeah, I did it. I had a baby on the side. I ain't proud of it, but this is a mistake I made. Right. And him and his lady fixed it. But sometimes, man, you cross that line and ain't nothing happen, man. And see, what we got to do, man, as a community, what I don't like is this, man. These used to be called backyard conversations. This was cookout conversation. We done took the cookout to the streets. No, you got to be invited to the cookout to have this conversation. This is what we used to talk about in the barbershop. Look, I forgot the name of this book. I wasn't even going to be thinking about the book. It's this book, man. It's 2 books out here, man. And it's about how the FBI used to put people in the black barbershops to find out what was going on. Because that's where it was popping, man.
Yeah,
and then absolutely. The sisters, and again, most of the sisters were in the beauty shops organizing. The brothers over there, but the sisters is organizing. And that's why I say, man, see, we don't get to, you don't know who Fannie Lou Hamer is. These people that's walking around is my age that don't know. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's not an outcast line. That's right. Fannie Lou Hamer. We don't know who, like when they said Hillary Clinton, the first person to run for president. Shirley Chisholm is the first the first one to run for president.
Yep.
See, we call her Betty Shabazz. No, her name is Dr. Betty Shabazz.
Yep, absolutely.
Even though I don't think she's down for the culture, we don't call Dr. Rice, Dr. Condoleezza Rice, Dr. Condoleezza Shanika Rice. Don't nobody know that. You know what I mean? But we need to be addressing these people, and they always downplay the sisters, man. And I don't like that. You're like, bruh, I don't know what your upbringing was, but most of the brothers that's walking the street today who got a whole bunch of sense in their head was raised by their mom or their grandma.
Yep. Straight matriarchal system, man.
Man, think about this. How many times have you ever went over your grandfather's house? Never, because you went to your grandmother's house. Your grandmama ain't had a job yet. My grandfather, George Williams, man, he used to get off work, hit her with that bread.
So let me ask you this question for you.
How?
Being that we come from a matriarchal background, do you think that it's possible for a Black community to be a patriarchal background?
I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be. I think the way it's look, man, the creation, everything starts from the woman. It's like, what came first, chicken or the egg? The Bible said the chicken came first, then the egg. I mean, the egg came first, then the chicken.
Right.
But if you read the Bible, the biggest mistake that was made is when Adam tried to run things. Eve got tricked, and then Adam followed suit. But at the end of the day, they smoothed that out, and then it was nothing but smooth sailing from now. Brother, everything in the world go through women. Okay. Everything, man. Dudes will kill you. But it ain't a stronger man in the world than a man fighting for his woman.
True.
You mess with a man, woman, and his family, he kill you. But guess what? That's why a lot of older adults, older people from the culture mad at Jada Pinkett. Everybody, man, Will Smith bogus. Because everybody knew all Jada had to do was touch that brother.
He would have chilled out. Yep.
You done been on 10 with your fiance. Somebody done probably bumped your old lady or something, and she done said, Justin. She ain't said stop. She ain't said nothing. She just said Justin. And you went, I'm going to let you live home, boy. They the balance, man. It's about balance. And when you take care, dude, we don't need a lot.
Yeah.
We don't need a lot. Men don't need a lot, but women do. This is why women are the centerpiece of the family. My mother, strong as an ox, man. Check it out. My Aunt Rita, when she stressed, she called my mom. My Uncle Richard, when he stressed, she called my mama. When my nephews, nieces, sisters, me, they went to my mother. This is when the man said, now the mother absorbs all this, presses it, sends it out, and nothing but goodness out, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the brothers come in at. We wring that woman out. Because when your kid, you got children at your house, when they getting on your wife and her, she's sucking it in. Her sister calls, she's sucking it in. Her mama get on her, and how many times you lay in the bed? My mama tripping, and you just listening. You wringing her out because she done sucked in her brother, her sister, her mama, her granddaddy, her daddy, and she done sucked it all in, and then you wring her out. That's the balance. We ain't doing that. You cross the line with a brother too much, man. Go there, get out of my house, man. And then, and it's over. That's why that patriarchal look. It's art imitating life, but look at the Black Panther, right? The Black Panther, who made it so he could be the king? His mama and those other women and those they showed those men standing there, but who did? Who gave it? The ladies.
Yeah.
It's African tradition, man, that the ladies pick the king. See, it's cool to be the king, but the king maker. Chessboard, man. You know chess.
Yeah.
The pawns make one move. The rooks, diagonal. The knights, they straight ahead. They making 1,000 moves. Everybody, but the queen can go from top to bottom, back to forward, left, right, diagonal. And how you win the game? When you kill the king. That means the man must protect this whole thing, but the woman is running it.
Yep. Got you. So, makes sense. But I think, like, especially in our community, we have to teach our women how to. We got to get them. It is back to your point. Back to your point, though. We got to get them to understand
the power,
how powerful they are, and the balance, and the key role that they play in this. Because it's. You know how frustrated I get every time I hear women my age, ain't no good men out here, all of them this, all of them that. And I'm like, yo, but you're raising this. Your mother raised, or your aunt, or women in general, like, yo, you have a responsibility to your community just like we do as men.
Hold on one second. Keisha said, what about the ones who've been to the joint? Please, Keisha, if you're still listening, I want to know what that was about. What about the ones that have been to the joint?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I want to know.
But that don't necessarily make someone a bad person, though.
Oh, no. That's why I want to know what it is. Okay, with that, you said what's the thing again? Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was saying that we gotta, like, teach our women.
Oh no, but that's the balance. Like, okay, my daughter, my son is a lot like me. My son is a lot like me, but he mostly like his mom.
Okay.
He got a real easy way about him. He non-confrontational. You don't want to piss him off either, but he more like his mother. My daughter, on the other hand, she is 25-year-old Brian. Cross her if you cross her at your own risk. And I can remember sitting around with Bria. I remember as a matter of fact, the last conversation me and Bria had, it was like a 2-hour conversation. And I told her, I said, Bria, you don't like to admit you're a lot like me, but I want you to get your emotions in check. I said, because people will trigger you just to see how to deal with you in the future. And we got to have those conversations. What did Ron say? A lot of lies. A lot of women make generalization about all black men. If you haven't dated every black man on this earth, stop saying it. Yeah, and that's what Rhonda. But that's what I was saying about Justin. Such. It's for the streets. You can't say all of them for the street. We got to get away from these generalizations because it is a curated view of us. Look, you watch the show. I always talk about the governance structure. The social structure and the governance structure. The social structure is how people see you. Governing structure is how we see ourselves. So
right.
what the points that you and Rhonda making on both sides of the coin is this. Stop saying all and stop saying these. Just say, hey man, we got to get our act together. Because look, when you say N-words ain't no good, you one of them N-words. Because the social structure say you talking about yourself.
True.
The governing structure say, hey man, it's too many good ones out here. See, another thing, how about we start leaving our zip codes? I got a homegirl who ain't never dated nobody outside of our zip code. 45 years old.
Wow.
Hey, I got homeboys in Chicago. You like hip hop? Remember, Common had this song. He said, "Man, I asked my man how to travel the world sound. I found it hard to imagine he hadn't been past downtown. Downtown, the center of the city. I know dudes who ain't never been to the South or the West Side. Hey bro, I moved to the South Shore. My homeboys like, what made you move over there? Like I moved to Compton or something.
What made you move over there?
Right. Like, oh my God. We gotta get away from that.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that because man, it's so easy for you to stay in your comfort zone and date within your comfort zone, to date what you know. You know, like me growing up, it was always the stigma of me being bused to the other side to go to school. And you know, it's always the, oh, she preppy, or oh, she acting white. Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, because she ain't out here talking crazy or out here just being, you know, just belligerent all over the place. Like, no, we got to time out on that and also understand, hey, you're going to date what you're exposed to, but expose yourself to something different. So maybe you can date outside your comfort. Maybe you can meet a young Black woman that, you know, from another part of town or even outside of the state or outside of your city. But that baffles me. That's crazy to me. There's no way that I would have been comfortable just dating in my zip code. Ain't no way. They wasn't gonna have that no way. The girls would have been like, nah, They would call me Hollywood because they would say, you think you too good. And it was never that. It was just more so along the lines of, hey,
for the madness.
Yeah, I don't want to stay at a level and be comfortable. I want to keep going. I want to keep pushing myself, find something new, do something different.
And you know what, man? Like it's natural. You know, it's a human nature to not want to sit in pain. Why don't we learn how to sit in uncomfortable? See, because when you sit in an uncomfortable situation, it triggers thought. You realize, okay, like me, 1980, we moved to the north side of Chicago. You know, I'm west side. I remember first going outside on the north side. I'm looking down on these preppies. And then, like on the west side, man, Chicago very segregated, right?
Yeah.
The west side, only time you saw white people if they was in a blue and white car, or they worked for the city, or they was fixing something. I looked to my left, I see this white dude walking towards me. I took to my right, it's a bunch of hard rocks. Now on the west side, that dude finna get beat to sleep. And that white boy walked through there. I was like, what? I was disappointed. I'm like, they let this white boy walk through. I went upstairs. I'm looking. I was depressed. My mom said, what's wrong with you? I said, when we moving? She said, what sit you?
You wanted to see it.
I wanted to see it go down. I'm 10 years old. I want to see it. I'm ready. Man. But at the same time, I never took myself out of my comfort zone because I went to the same elementary school my entire life. When that was in my old neighborhood. And then I was going to go to Lincoln Park. But my 8th grade teacher has sold me on this. High school is going to be an experience like no other. You're going to meet all new people. By this point, I'm living on the north side 4 years. I know the whole neighborhood. So my mentality was, why do I want to go to the neighborhood high school? It's going to be just like the elementary school I went to. I want to meet new people. So I went all the way. I went back to the west side. Not because I was a west side dude, but I was like, I want to meet new people.
Right.
So you got to sit in that uncomfortable place. And you're going to figure out things. We don't look, man, when the water get warm, we jump up out the tub. We got to sit in that tub for a little while, man. Let marinate.
Let it cool on you.
Yeah. Let it like, oh, okay. But we don't do that. That's why you get terms like talking white. That's why you get called Hollywood. That's why us cats thought I was rich, because I lived on the north side with all the white people. Man, we both just like you, man. I don't want rich.
So, man, I got a old teammate of mine that's from Chicago, and he grew up in what he always called, like, it was the Robert Taylor home or something.
Yeah, that's the south side. That's the near south side.
Yeah, he would like, I never forget, man, meeting him, and this was in Oklahoma at Langston, and you talk about a dude that was like just humble about everything, and he would always tell cats, like, he was like maybe 2 years older than me, but he would always tell cats, man, y'all don't really understand how good we got it right now. Like, yo, chill out. I ain't trying to beef or fight with nobody. Like, no. And man, he would always sit there and say the same things. Like, man, it don't matter. Like, his big thing was, because everybody, college, everybody want to rep where they from, and my hood this, my hood that. And he's like, number one, I ain't never been out of Chicago.
Thank you.
This to me is like everything.
Heaven.
Yeah, he was like, we were complaining about the little snow and ice in Oklahoma, where he was like, oh, this is nothing. And not only that, but we got jackets and we got boots. Like, this is everything.
Hey, man. To piggyback off what your homie said. Right. 1 second. Yeah. Come up here when you get the chance. All right. Try being in shin high snow and some sneakers.
Yeah, that's what you always complain about, man.
Hey, man, that project that he grew up in, Ida B. Wells, Stateway Garden, Ickes, it was 4 sets of projects from 21st Street to 59th Street. It was more people that lived in those projects than lived in the state of Rhode Island.
God, dog.
Tell him.
Nah, I got an appreciation for Chicago projects, New Orleans projects, something else. If you ain't never been there or seen it,
I seen stuff.
Oh,
fierce.
Yeah, we just went, like, we were right off of Magnolia Street where the Magnolia projects were, and I was like, look, talking to my partners, like, hey, y'all got the thing on you, right? Like, we don't know this area, so we need to make sure we straight.
I've seen documentaries, and
man,
but you know what, man? One thing about them projects, man, the projects is universal,
Oh, yeah.
And once if you pull somebody with a brain out the projects, he ain't got to be an A student. He ain't got to be the smartest, hippest dude in the world. You pull somebody around with a brain out them projects, like your homeboy. Hey, man, I'm going to need y'all to relax.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. Hey, man, me and Big Illinois, man, I told this story before. We on division basketball court. Pow, pow, pow. I pull up, let it go. I'm posing. Pow! Right out the sky. Got the ball right out the sky. Do you know we walked away? We was like, man, they shooting again.
Rule the whole game.
That's all we worry about, the game.
So let me ask you this about the music scene there. I noticed you said house music. What's the difference? Because I went to DC and they got that go-go, which is like you guys have this thing called footwork that y'all do, right? Mm-hmm. And in DC, it's the go-go, which to me it seems like it's the same, but both of y'all swear like, it ain't nothing like that.
It ain't, because go-go is instruments. It's a culture. House music is sounds and old music.
Yeah.
House music is disco music. Go-go is a band. So it's like I know what you're talking about, because people from B-more, people from the DMV, they swear they ain't nothing like Chicago. But when you go to the DMV,
man, y'all just like,
we say the same. We the only two people in the country that say car instead of car. We the only two people in the country. What up, Joe? What up, Charlie? And the slang, you would think a whole bunch of people from DC came to Chicago, a whole bunch of people in Chicago went to DC. So
yeah, that to me was new. Watching that, going to a party and seeing them break out and watch the footwork. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, nah, man, there's some girls over there.
Hey, boy.
None of that.
DC and Chicago. See, that's the thing, man. That's another thing. In Chicago, hip hop hit. We was break dancing. We weren't dancing with girls.
Yeah.
But them house dudes, it was all about the girls. So me and my crew, TSP, Taking Suckers Profits.
That was the name of your crew?
To this day. To this day. It will be a TSP picnic in 2022.
That's what's up.
We three stripes. We all wear Adidas. As you can tell.
TSP, that's what's up.
And TSP show up at a party, man. Now everybody that got on there, this is back when rayon was the thing. Your rayon shirt and your slacks and and we show up in gym shoes and sneakers and then people say, what you say? Okay, I ain't think you said nothing. So that's Chicago. Chicago is a controlled chaos. It is a controlled chaos. And DC is too, man. We don't like to admit it, man. DC dudes and Chicago dudes are the same people, man. We the same. But the go-go is original live band, like the Butt. EU.
Oh yeah. From
DC.
Yeah, but that really inspired me to want to go to HBCU, watching films like School Day and seeing that play out. It was like, that's the thing to do. And then, once I got especially when I first got into college, I was in South Carolina, and man, we had a huge population of New York, Chicago cats, and they were like bugging.
You went to Central State?
No, I was at Allen University. It was the first HBCU.
I said you was at the yard?
Nah, man. I was there, man. But
man, look at it this way. As we say, HBCUs, it's only one. It's just different campuses.
True.
Because it's the same thing.
But they were bugging out, like really thinking South Carolina to them was like, this is South, because they ain't never been any further. So for them, me saying, oh, yeah, I'm from Garland, Texas, number one, they were like, where's Garland? And I'm like, outside of Dallas, because I've never been that type of person to claim Dallas, because I ain't from Dallas. I'm from Garland. But they were just so confused, like, especially back then, I listened to all my music chopped and screwed. So they were like, yo, your CD player messed up, Joe. You need to get that fixed. I'm like, nah, man, that's the music. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, that's too slow for me. You're like, well, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, hey man, Chicago is energy. That's why I say, man, that DC and Chicago thing. I don't know who pissed off somebody in DC or Chicago to make. I ain't like that. Same flavor.
It to me, exactly what
it's
it was.
Same flavor.
I was so because you had a lot of Atlanta folks there too, and of course back then the Atlanta music scene was just on fire, just like it is now.
Ain't nobody from Atlanta, man. Ain't no such thing as from Atlanta. I ain't never met nobody from Atlanta. Ain't nobody from Atlanta. Everybody from somewhere else.
Yeah, but they music scene was on fire. Those Chicago kids, you could just see the confusion on their face when they would go like to the clubs. It was like, nah, that ain't what we do. Like, what is this y'all playing? Like, they were confined in their own little world. And I'm like, what is that?
Watch this. You down south, you in the A. Everybody clicking up because you got to do you doing. Hey man, I remember the first time we was down there. Me, Craig, Stacy, Tracy, Foster, and we down there and we started mobbing up. And all we said was, "Hey man, you from the crib, ain't you?" And they'll go, "Yep." Oh yeah, man. Hey, Chicago people, man, and see, unlike you, look, just show you how crazy Chicago is. The surrounding suburbs, west suburbs, Maywood, Bellwood, Oak Park, south suburb, Harvey, Midlothian, Dalton, right? And then you got Chicago, as they say, Chicago proper. If I'm in Garland, Texas, and you from Dalton, you from Chicago. If you from Bellwood, you from Chicago. Now, if we in Chicago and you say I'm from Chicago, everybody in Chicago gonna go, "No, you not. You from you same dudes. No, you not. You're not from here." So yeah, man, it's the DMV, Chicago. Saying I don't know, like I said, I don't know why it's the beef. What's the beef about? But it's there.
Yeah, that to me was just crazy because I thought it was the same thing until he pulled me aside and explained like, nah, that ain't like they got glow sticks and stuff. And I'm like, yo, what's going on here? And he's like, nah, they ain't doing no footwork. That's go-go. I'm like, it sounds like the same thing you had going when I was with you. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the difference here? And I was just dying because he was like, nah, man. Because he swear up and down, like, what I noticed, like, girls from the Midwest and girls from the East Coast, man, totally different from
Night and day.
I mean, aggressive. Yo, I want to talk to you. Come here. Like, huh? Like, I was confused. Like, I'm all for it, but are you trying to fight me? Or what are you doing?
Hey, you ain't led to a girl go, "What's up, son? What's up?"
Man, tell me, boy.
You ain't lived. Hey, but hey. It's two women that I'm scared of. The women below the Mason-Dixon line and the women from in the tri-state area, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey. I'm scared of those. Because, hey, those ladies, those two regions of the country, you better not mess with those ladies' men, and those men or those ladies will stab everybody at the party, including you. They will stab everybody at the party, including you.
Yeah.
But, hey, I know a bunch of homeboys who doing well now, and they hooked up with one of the New York girls, and Brooklyn girls, one of the Philly girls, and those ladies put those dudes through college. And when everything was done, they take care of them now.
Yeah.
But you got a plan, they gonna back you.
But exactly. That's one thing I noticed about Chicago women too. If you about something, they'll get with your agenda. They ain't gonna talk down on you. They ain't gonna put you down. Definitely not in public in front of people. No. They gonna ride with your agenda as long as it's within line and then within reason.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that whole footwork thing. So when you get down here, you gotta do the footwork.
Hey, no, I don't footwork, man. I'm hip hop.
Well, you got to
break doing all that stuff.
The Juneteenth event, you got to break dance. So we'll be like, hey, man, we got my man from Chicago. He finna show us something there.
Boy, if I spit on the ground, y'all got to help me up.
We got you. We'll get you up. Don't worry about it. You just get down.
This is it. That's all you get from me. That's it. That's it. Well, hey, I left breaking in the 90s.
In the 90s? Dang, y'all was, I mean, I guess I wasn't, breaking didn't really like hit down here like that. It really wasn't like our thing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that you guys did, especially in hip hop, you know, the biggest thing was being original, not biting other people's style or their culture and how they do things. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it was, but my generation, of course, was later on. So when you looked at like the East Coast, West Coast thing, and you guys were right in the middle of it because you had rappers like Twista, Crucial Conflict was jamming, Do or Die. Like y'all had some acts that were like, yeah, we still putting on for Chicago, or what they call the Go. Yeah, the Go is what they were calling it.
Go ill.
They were doing it, but for us in the South, we were like, man, yo, we didn't have nothing. We didn't have that until we had Master P. And even
you know what? Hey, let me tell you something, man. The biggest thing out of Texas used to own Chicago, and that's the Ghetto Boy.
Oh, yeah.
What? 1 second.
Go ahead. CJ, you dated a girl from New York and Chicago?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. It's the whole Chicago thing. It's a whole nother. Chicago is. We put it. We separate ourselves from everybody. Like you had guys who took the East Coast side. You had guys who took the West Coast side. You had guys. The Ghetto Boys, man. Scarface, Will, and Bill, they walk like, okay, when I told you to control chaos, these gang members,
not right now.
These gang members, they used to have cookouts, and they used to invite Will, Scarface, and Bill to the cookouts, and they were carte blanche. Nobody said anything to them. As a matter of fact, I went to my sister Phyllis bought me and Big Illinois tickets to this concert before Face got sick, and then Face said he gets more support from Chicago than anywhere in the country. The Ghetto Boys themselves.
I think because I mean, if you really listen to Scarface, he's very lyrical. And a lot of even some of his latest music, I don't want to sound like I'm putting us down as the South, but a lot of these guys today, I'll say that. A lot of guys today, they don't necessarily care about the lyrics. It's more so, is the beat catchy?
Vibe.
What drug is he on? What drug can I do with him? And to me, that's crazy. I don't understand it.
And I do it. Hello. Yeah. I don't know how that came, but see, again, that goes with people in control of things that we run. You got people who are running our culture from the outside. That's that curated way of thinking, and then we fall right in line with it. And when we fall right in line with it, because what they did was they took the substance away.
Right.
You had Poor Righteous Teachers, you had Public Enemy, you had X-Clan, right? You had And even NWA.
Yeah.
NWA did it with profanity, but they were still doing it. Paris from Oakland. It was a bunch of people doing things that were culturally appropriate. And they pushed those people to the side and said, money is what you chase. They put Diddy out there like Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang was talking about a whole bunch of cultural things, and they said, y'all got to get out the way.
But Old Dirty, people don't give him credit. Old Dirty Bastard was one of those ones that, yeah, he may look weird. His presentation may not be what you want it to be. But when you actually listen to what that man was saying, and man, hey, them boys. And take it a step further, leader of the new school with what was that with Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes, LONS.
Yeah, and then you had a Call Tribe
Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
De La Soul.
Yeah, you had a bunch of groups back then that were really on something, that I feel like, this generation, I don't think they will really appreciate that like y'all did. You know what I'm saying?
But see, okay. But see, this is the conversation. No, I don't. Scott Air Force Base. No, I don't. I've never even been near Air Force Base, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe in Atlanta. What we have done is like everything that we've done has been taken away from something else. You know what I mean? You got Duke Ellington in that crew, and then you got Chubby Checker in that generation. Then you got the Motown. Then you got the funk in the 70s, and then you got, I don't know what the hell that it was. And I hate 80s music. Made me stop listening. 80s music is why I love hip hop and appreciate music.
Okay.
Because they took the soul out. The instrumentation was removed, and I can't get into it. That's why hip hop continues to feed my spirit. Because like this is like I used to DJ. And when you DJ, you find out where the music originally comes from. Like, Black Steel and Our Chaos, Chuck D, right? I got a letter from the government. I know the exact minute that they sampled that from. You hear the piano. That is at, being a DJ, I know that is at 9 minutes and 17 seconds on an Isaac Hayes song. And it's just dun, dun, and they took it. But those little things help you, like Digital Underground. That's from a James No Nose Job. You hear that's from a James Brown song. So that's that soul being transferred. Now people are not sampling. They're chasing money, and when they're chasing money, the money ain't getting you where you want to be. Because look, man, if your whole thing is I got to get money, $1 billion ain't gonna be enough. Because you got to make more money. So when you're into these things, you have to just 6 in one hand, half dozen other. But then you still got people like Blue and Exile. You want a couple groups to look up, because people just think this traditional hip hop culture thing has died out. Blue and Exile. Check them out. You the 76er. The Diamond District from the DMV. You go west, of course, Ras Kass, Bishop Lamont. These people are using their music and their soul and their spirit. These young people haven't been exposed to it. Hell, go to Mississippi, Big Crit.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Big Crit.
Yeah, he's building it.
And people don't know that Scarface produced a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like just I'm gonna show you how curated the world has become. I've been using that word a lot because it's just been put together and presented to you. When you say, watch this, you'll even fall for it. Best DJ, man, best producer on the West Coast. Name.
Everybody want to say Dr. Dre. I don't know if I can though.
Watch this. How many people say DJ Quick?
Exactly. Because he was behind a lot of that stuff, man. He really, truly was. And he don't get enough credit.
He don't.
He's
playing instruments.
Yep.
He's playing the guitar. He's playing the boards. Scarface is a guitarist. How many people know Scarface playing the guitar? How many people know Scarface produced a lot of that Ghetto Boy stuff?
He wrote the majority of it. That was all him.
So when you talk about this music and this culture and what's missing, that's what's missing.
Yeah.
But you would think, like, when last time you think Public Enemy put out an
album? Man, you would think years.
What if I told you January?
We ain't checking for that, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Because even the guy from Chicago, Rhyme Fest, did you ever listen to him?
I know Rhyme Fest.
Okay. See, to me, when Kanye first started out, that was the one behind it, in my opinion. Because he had one smash hit. It was called Brand New, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And I remember listening to that song, and then I remember hearing Kanye on it, and I'm like, yo, he's getting a lot of his style and his origination and flow from Rhyme Fest.
Watch this. Rhyme Fest wrote Jesus Walks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that.
His real name is Shay.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I know Rhyme Fest. I mean, my crew, me, Jazz, Alande, Pathfinder, we were about to touch somebody up one night about Rhyme Fest. This is dude, he was MC Juice, Peace to Juice, he my man, but we was gonna get you that night. But he disrespected Rhyme Fest. Rhyme Fest is a great person.
Yeah, he seemed like a real.
He that dude, the dudes that you see in those interviews, that's who Rhyme Fest is.
Okay.
He's from Ohio, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So Kanye is not from Chicago either.
Kanye is born in Atlanta, raised in Chicago. He didn't spend any significant time in Atlanta. Okay. Kanye West is his mother is one of my very good friend's mother's best friend.
Gotcha.
See, one thing about Chicago, it's gigantic, but you only one or two people away from it. I remember, I haven't watched that Kanye documentary on Netflix.
Check that out. It was good. I watched it. Listen, man, I think you really get to see the relationship that he had with his mom is what I appreciate of it. Yeah.
I'd rather you slap me next time you see me. But remember that dude? I saw some previews of it. It's this dude named Grav.
Mm-hmm.
Did they show anything at this joint called the Elbow Room? Okay. That's why I met Kanye.
Okay.
No, that's why I met Kanye. And maybe I should. I'm saying, you don't touch me. Kanye actually, remember he made that song, I Can't Go Nowhere Without at least two of my watches. He stole that from this dude named Danny Bouye. They used to we used to be at this nightclub, this comedy club on Mondays, amateur night, all jokes aside. And Danny Bouye used to say that line. I can't even pronounce that. Is that Versace? That's Danny Bouye. Danny Bouye was a cat who used to wear two watches. And we used to be like, why you wear two watches? Just in case two women ask me what time it is, I could do like this. And they used to sun him. And then he stole his line.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, man. Chicago is so big and so little at the same time. Everybody know each other, man.
Well, it's so segregated, like you said. I mean, that's the trippy thing about that. And I mean,
Chicago.
You think
we segregated
stuff like that? No. Yeah, y'all on a whole nother time up there. That's crazy.
This is North Mississippi. I keep telling people, man.
Has it always been like that?
Yeah, not all my life.
Dang.
I mean, like I've had over older elders of my family on my show on Fridays, and they talked about West Side. Period. And I mean, like I said, man, I got homeboys. Got homeboy who live right down the street. Homeboy ain't never left this West Side. Ain't never left this West Side. Hey man, I remember I had this dude named Joseph with me. I had to go pick up something at my mother's house. She was living on the far north side at the time. Joseph was like, man, I never been to the west side. I mean, to the north side. Let me go with you. So he hopped in the car with me. I'm hungry. I stop at Popeyes. There's this portion of Chicago that nobody really talks about called Uptown. Treacherous, bro. We pull up at this Popeyes at Uptown. You literally stepping over people to get into this Popeye. You know what Joseph said? This is in the 90s. This is about 95, 96. When did The Chronic come out? 94?
90s, yeah, 95, 94, 95.
Okay, it was because the name of the team I was hooping on was called The Chronic. So we let's play with The Chronic, and Joseph said, yo, man, white people get high? I looked at him like, what?
Wow. Jeez, that's crazy, man. The fact that you can be, and I took that for granted as a kid, like hooping and being able to travel with AAU ball and stuff. I really took that for granted, but now I'm looking at it like, man, I got exposed to so much more than what I knew. That's just crazy. The fact that he had to ask you that.
This isn't a 14-year-old young man. This is a grown man asked me that.
Yeah.
Hell, in 95, I was 25, 24, 25. I might have been 96. So, I mean, I'm 26. He was about 20.
Dang.
So, I mean, man, but see, it's a reason, though. Redlining. We're only going to sell your house in this area because we're only going to give you insurance in this area, so you can't go over there. So,
yeah, I see it all the time, especially in my line of work. I mean, I do private mortgages, and it's crazy because I work in a part of Dallas that's like, man, if you ain't got it, you ain't there. And the ones that do have it, if you got this, now you still ain't there. You gotta have it with this, and you all right.
Do you watch this? Scare the hell out yourself and read a mortgage contract.
Oh,
no, about how you're legally not supposed to be there. When I saw that, I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna have one of my partners come on the show to talk about that. He's a realtor here in Dallas, and he's a black realtor, and he specializes in trying to help first homeowners just get in somewhere, get a piece of land. But it's crazy that you said that, because I look at those contracts and some of that stuff, man. If you really break down the language that they're using, it's really basically just saying, get your black ass out of here. That's really what they're trying to tell you. Like, yo, get your black ass out of here. We don't care how much money you got. Don't matter. And for the Cowboy fans, it's the reason that those Cowboy players do not live in Highland Park. I'm going to leave it at that. But they there for the flag football games. They there to take pictures with their kids and stuff. But you won't see them in South Dallas or East Dallas or North Dallas or West Dallas doing that with the kids. But they in Highland Park taking picture with all those Caucasian kids, hugging them and stuff. But when it come to they community, no.
Hey, man.
They got their own grocery store. I never heard of this store before until I started working over there. And I was like, what the hell is this? It was like their own community grocery store. Well, I was like, we gotta do better. We gotta step up.
Bruh, in the black community, you had Jewel Osco up here. When I moved to the north side, there was this grocery store called Treasure Island. They sold all kinds of exotic foods. I'm like, what? What is a French olive? I'm telling you. So it's everywhere, man. And like you go to the south side of Chicago, west side of Chicago, you ain't finding no. It's one Whole Food on the south side of Chicago, and guess what? They are about to close that joker down. I'm telling you, man, it's.
I mean, that's just crazy, man. Like we come from our heritage, man. We have struggled and put up with so much BS and just come from the bottom of everything. We're given literally the scraps, and we make a way. If that don't motivate you or say something to you and want to better yourself and better your community or better your city,
that's the second part. What you said, Whew. Better your. See, like I said, man, I got this. We got to stop asking our kids what you want to be when you grow up, and ask them how you gonna help the community when you grow up.
Good point. Great point. I like that. I'm gonna start implementing that too, because my kids get to see me go out and put forth the effort and do things with the nonprofit, and they'll be at the Juneteenth event. So I'm glad that they get to witness their father be a part of something and trying to push the momentum forward. I just hope they follow in that.
They will
with that. Yeah, I really hope so, because I've been talking to them about it, pushing it like this is why it's so important, because there's so many things that we don't know. Our community don't know. Hell, yeah. I was just at a city council meeting and I just found out that the elderly people on a certain part of town, they don't even cut their own grass. They do it for them. The city do it for them. And I'm like, well, hell, it's plenty of elderly people in my mama's neighborhood. Come cut their shit. Like, what are you doing?
That's why I be pushing that 5 cars out.
Yeah, for sure.
Only reason they ain't happening is because they ain't saying it.
It worked. I'll tell you this, it worked. It got me involved. It got me rubbing elbows with Mr. BJ Johnson up there at Garland, where I'm like, look, yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna push, because they had the youth council up there and nothing but Asians. And I was like, what? Hearing the mayor tell them, I hope one day, some of you guys are in my seat. And when I got up there to present, that was the first thing out of my mouth. Mr. Mayor, I hope one day that I'm able to be in your seat. I'm hoping that someone like me or someone younger than me that comes along that has the knowledge or has the exposure can really get in that seat and make a difference, make a change. Because it's man, they don't give a damn about you if you don't care about yourself. And that's really how they view us, is they don't care, so why should we?
And that's it.
Yeah.
But we have been designed to not care. That's why a lot of people up top, man, up here, they don't even own land. They have no desire to own it.
Mm-hmm.
I want an apartment. I'm kicking my kid out when he's 18. It's time for you to go. No, you kick your kid. Like, dude, all we had to do, they're like this is one of my favorite, or not even favorite, but one of the things that annoys me when we talk, well, they do this, we need to do that. Well, why don't we actually just do a deep dive into what they do? Like something as simple as, I'm gonna have 200 people at my wedding. When the man had 200 people at his wedding, everybody at their wedding got $1,000 envelope. So guess what? Yeah, I spent $15,000 on this wedding, but I'm gonna walk away with $185,000.
Exactly.
Or my father gonna pay for this wedding, and everybody, well, I'm gonna get my father this 15 back, and I'm gonna go buy me a house. I'm gonna put down the down payment on the house. I'm gonna furnish my house, and now I'm chilling. Something as simple as a Target IRA. When you have a young person in your house, you open a Target IRA. It's like a 401k for a child. Every 2 weeks, some money come out your check going to the Target IRA. when that child is 18 years old, or whatever target date you make it, it could be 16, it could be 18, it could be 22. When they graduate from high school, college, you can hand them some money. You can hand them $75,000, $85,000, $90,000. Simple things like the oldest person, like me and you brothers, me, you and CJ brothers. Our father 85, or our father 80. We know our father finna die. We get $1 million life insurance policy on our pops. When he died, we get $333,000 a piece after we bury our father. And then our mom, we get one on her next. And people, that's morbid. How you gonna profit? Hey man, we know they're gonna transition.
But that's what that Social Security number is. The government gonna get a piece of get it anyway.
My mother died in 2010. She worked from 1970 to 2010. Me and my sisters ain't getting none of that money. All that Social Security money sitting there. Oh, Social Security running out. How Social Security running out? The average black man later be 65, and you don't get it to 63, and you don't get it to 65. Well, all the people that died, where they money
at? Pay off America's debt. Thank you.
Who do we owe that money to?
Man, honestly, for what I was told, it's China, but I don't really. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely some greed involved there.
Yeah, so I mean
that one's above my pay grade, but I'm definitely gonna try to work and find out what's going on with that.
You don't need to. What we have to do is make sure me and you be friends, and you introduce me to some of your friends in Garland. I introduce you to some of my friends in Chicago. Then we meet some of my homies in Phoenix, meet some of your homies in the DMV, meet some of the homies in Philadelphia, and we create what is a community. Community isn't a place; it's a mindset.
Right.
We start simple, start real small, getting garbage cans put on the corner of our communities. Then people start saying, you pick up. Then we start opening up lawn care services. Okay, the city cutting their grass. Hey, give me $25, I'll cut your grass. Now we got young people cutting grass again, little hustles and stuff like that, building up to the lawn care business. You know, inspiring our young people for like I got this plan. I'm gonna call you tomorrow.
Okay.
And me and my pastor, we working on it, and it's something that I'm sure you'll be interested in doing too. I even got a name for it. And we're gonna work something out, CJ, because damn, Justin, I'm looking at CJ now.
You good?
We're gonna work something out, Justin, because to fix this is not hard.
Yeah.
We just got to do it. And guess what? You know who is full of it around you, and I know who's full of it around me, and I'm weeding those people out a little bit by a little bit. We're not talking to those people anymore. We're not even presenting this to them because they are not willing to do what we need done. So let them be over there and we be over here. And hey man, I'm gonna take it from the Lord. I came here for my people. Ain't that what the Lord said?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could think it's for the Jews or whoever. He came here for the righteous people. Those are his people. We righteous, and we gonna get it fixed.
All right, I'll be looking for your call tomorrow for sure, brother. Yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and jump up out of here, man. A-Trap, once again, I definitely appreciate you. I know you told us anytime, and I'm gonna utilize that. Believe me, brother. Believe
I'm free. I'm here, man.
Already, man. Well, with that being said, y'all, we out. This is another episode of ELEV8. And we'll see you guys next time.